Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Witcher Bloodletting, session 4 of season 2, and here we are. Oh, I never told you guys the name of the session, and here we are. That's what I named it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, ha, 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 ha.
It's the travel episode.
Just gonna mute Messy, and there we go. Now I'm funnier. No.
That's the first actual funny joke. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know why I hang out with you guys. You know what? I'm gonna make that up to you. I'm just gonna skew my dice rolls.
To be fair, I don't know why you hang out with us. It must make you feel old.
Okay. Wow.
Got him, boys.
I'm just gonna roll my d10 to see what hour this takes place between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Funnily enough, the spider
Look, guys,
attacks
it's
Tal.
20.
Wow! Wow! Look at that. That's funny. You did that.
Ow.
You did that good math, son.
Oh.
All right. So, and then let me roll this, and let's see how this plays out.
You can use my 20 I rolled there if you'd like.
Okay. Cool. Appreciated. All right. So the
Nice.
I was kidding. Don't use.
oh, don't worry. I'll use it.
No, it's a natty 1. I just had a 19.
I'll take the 20. Thank you. I appreciate it. So anyways, you guys are spending the night trying to do this. So you get your 4 hours of rest or whatever it is. Like I said, it's later in the day, so it's like 6 p.m. And you go and choke down a few hours of rest, wake up at 10 p.m. So technically this is 2 hours into the time that things were dangerous. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. My apologies. So about 1 hour into times the dangerous, but the likelihood of that happening is pretty slim. So when you wake up and you kind of go about your circuit, you get your food. I imagine you're eating as you're starting to walk about and whatnot. You're taking your trek here and there, and all about that cute little picture that Neil was nice enough to draw for us there, Rick. Are you doing anything during this time to like pass the time, or are you being like, I keep casting my spell, I stay alert, I'm just going to be on guard nonstop every second of every minute of every hour? Or
I'm probably going to be murmuring to myself, like, I like my brain. Please don't eat my brain.
yeah, over and over. It gets kind of
And
bored.
just like wandering about the immaterial realm, like the ethereal realm, as I wander. It's like, I wonder what I can actually see. Like, how do I like grab things from there? You know, just like ponder the questions of reality that come with a different reality.
Yeah, because your experience with it before was when you had seen things on that side, which you kind of like pass your hand through it and would like barely interact with it. It was like you would almost lose like 80% of your what's the word I'm looking for, of your physical like of like the energy, you know what I mean? Like if you had hit something with like 10 pounds of pressure, it'll only be like 2 pounds of pressure had affected it or something like that, and it was always slowed like it was going through water. So anyways, so you're kind of like wandering and trying to keep your wits about you as like the hours pass and you're doing this. What do you do to not fall asleep on that rooftop there, Luis?
Whenever I see someone walk by I know, I'll be like, hey! And I'll
Okay, no, that's legit. That's pretty fun. Like you actually have like a halfway decent time, and probably even like he trails out of sight for like 15 seconds. Like okay, yep. All right, I gotta go. Tell me the rest later. Like walk off.
Text me.
Yeah. Can we walk and talk?
Yeah, I'm hunting a spider. It's some spirit thing.
We all know what
Can we now skew the roll in favor of him getting murdered, please?
we know exactly what Tal's doing. He's drinking.
It's only a little bit. It's not that much.
And Bastion, of course, is flirting. So you guys are spending the
With his
time.
penis in public.
Laws were different back then, so. You guys.
It's frowned upon.
So you're meandering about and allowing the hours to slip by as this happens. So obviously, like the hours do gruel on considerably, so, and it gets difficult to get a little less absorbed into what your task is. Eventually, kind of get that like spike of whether it be fear or excitement or whatever it is that your brain juices flow again for a second. Like, yeah, I'm totally alert. I'm totally paying full attention. Like 2 minutes later, you kind of start to slowly drift off for the next 10 minutes of like degrading quality of actual paying attention. And 2 minutes of super alert again. We've all been there. We've gone to college.
Isn't that how you spend your entire life, Scott? Because you're horribly sleep deprived.
I am horribly sleep deprived, but if I'm interested in something, like it's one of those things where I literally let's not waste time. Let's talk about this stuff later. So.
You don't have a lot of it.
You resisted. You made the saving throw.
So you are going about kind of like that way when I need everybody to roll for me their perception checks, but because of that, I need everybody to roll them for me with disadvantage, unless you can beat the wisdom save first. To keep alert.
Wisdom save?
Correct.
So we make a wisdom save first.
I can't really do that very well.
Well, then you're probably going to roll with disadvantage. Wow. Okay. That's like,
Okay.
it's actually not bad. Only Bastion is rolling with disadvantage, and it's probably because he's, Bran's gone around the corner. You're not really paying attention because you're not just saying, "Can we end this conversation now?" Because let's be serious, the guy you're talking to, he's into it, So you're a little distracted at the moment.
Say I have this
My Macacan longsword.
Wow.
Roll me your perceptions at you with. Oh my God, that's not cool, man. Can you roll disadvantage on perception? Can you just drop your Wolfseer's ability into chat for me real quick?
Womp.
No, because he has advantage on default.
If it's involving hearing, you can't make me roll disadvantage.
What's that?
And Bastion was gonna get some Ligma too, but
I
no.
got
God damn it! You're the one person who failed, and you can't be affected by the fail. This sucks. All right, well I guess everybody rolls normal perception checks, please and thank you.
Could I get advantage for having my detect magic up all the time and being able to see him in the ethereal realm?
Your kitty's aggressive.
She wants the microphone.
I will say yes to you, Rick.
Let her talk to us.
Do you want to say anything, or are you just gonna claw my eyes out? No, you're gonna go sleep now. Pretend you're not interested. Now I'm talking to you.
You didn't
She's
roll
I am
well.
so glad.
And she'll attack as soon as I'm not watching her. She's got the stealth move going on. Okay, you'll eat my arm. Oh, she's licking me. Never mind.
Are you done with your Katie monologue?
I reckon.
I think wasn't there a fairly famous one-person show called Kitty Monologue or something like that?
I have no idea.
There might be a Chatterbait account.
Maybe Kitty Diaries. I don't know. So, anyways, the I know it was monologue. So, anyways, you the way that this plays out with your perception checks there, Bran, you are able to notice the creature. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, Brent, you're actually able to notice the creature on a wall. It's literally you just turn a corner, and you've been going the circuit over and over and over again, time and time again. So all of a sudden you come around the corner. I'm sorry, you don't notice the creature on the wall. It's as you come around the corner, you can actually see a beautifully woven web happens to be in front of you. In this alleyway. You're literally taking like 3 or 4 steps into the alleyway, and all of a sudden you just come to a hard stop. And you notice about 10 feet ahead of you is a web, just like sitting there and waiting for you. Now remember, these webs sit in the ethereal realm, so even though they can grab you here, you can't really see them here. So you come around that corner and you see that, and you come to a hard stop. And then you look up, and you look up just in time to see that this creature, and it is freakish looking. You never really saw it before. So to describe it for you, the creature is, as I said, like a spider. So it does have its 8 legs, that are there. The back 4 legs are out of sight because they're holding on to the roof of the building and like the lip of the building that's there. Its next set of 2 legs up are off and on like the wall of the building there, crouched down and holding on. However, where there would be its foremost 2 legs, it's like the last 2 are actually not. Like at first you saw them as legs, but they weren't holding onto the building. Then you realize that almost like, rhythmic way that they move, almost as though they're not jointed or even have bones at all. They're more of tendrils or tentacles than they are of legs. But even freakier than that, this entire creature, which is this like almost fluorescent purple, but you can't see it again here in this plane, so it's not giving off any light. Almost fluorescent purple. At its head, right around its face, almost like how a cat or a dog has whiskers, it has a ton more tendrils right there, right where usually the what do they call the mandibles of a spider would be. Instead, it's a ton of tendrils, and the mouth of the creature looks kind of like that you would see of almost like a squid's mouth. Like it's a circular mouth. However, it has like pulsing as the thing breathes. Tons of tiny little teeth right there, just like breathing and revealing themselves and hiding again. And this thing does not breathe slowly. It breathes in these like quick breaths, like. And so it's given this like fucking disturbing image. Now, when you come around it breathes.
Is it a spider or a mammal?
It's a spider.
They don't.
It's got an asshole for a face, though. Ugh.
Spiders have lungs.
No.
What?
I'll teach you about it later.
I'm gonna have to Google that shit. Really?
Yeah, that pulsing is just to squidge their blood around, I think, because of how their cardiovascular system works.
That's so cool. I didn't know that. The more you know. I'm totally gonna Google that shit later.
Where I avoid getting murdered by it, please.
But they do pulse, like you say.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, that's so cool. So anyways, moving on. I'm just like, my world has changed. So I love learning. I'm a nerd. So you see that, and it sees you stop, like that hard stop before the web. And this creature must be rather keen, because whereas most like trap hunters would just like wait till you got closer to the trap until the trap was sprung, so on and so forth, this creature almost immediately reads, or at least you believe it almost immediately reads, that you've caught on to what's about to happen, because you stopped looking in the direction of that thing and then you look up at it, and so it springs into action and it immediately like jumps down off of the ledge, leaving behind it, you can see like the bit of what's it called, thread, like silk, coming behind the thing attached to the building as it jumps and comes down towards you. Now, your perception check didn't just give you that wonderful description. It also doesn't give you disadvantage on the doesn't give it a surprise round or you disadvantage or anything like that on the initiative check. So why don't we roll initiatives for everybody? And Rick, after we roll, before we have the first person act, you can give me whatever verbal response you'd like to do as a free action. Everybody roll your initiative, please.
Before I roll, can I use Witcher Sense to up my initiative?
Nice.
That's actually a really good question. I believe the way Witcher Sense works is it's literally any D20 roll. So I guess the answer to your question is yes. Yes, you can do that.
Sweet. Now would be the best time for a nat 20 on initiative.
I've already balanced out by taking the 1.
I'm gonna Witcher Sense it. God damn it.
So, do you like the ethereal plane much?
I mean, I haven't been there much.
Well, you're gonna soon. Real soon, kiddo.
Yeah.
You're spending an awful lot of time there.
Why did I agree to play bait for you assholes?
Hey, look how fast I can react, dude. You're fine.
Yeah, he's on it.
He's totally just trust in him.
This was the plan. Yeah, trust in the Luis that trusts in you.
He did roll a 22%.
Did you get on that 20, didn't you?
He did, but it's still not. It's not going to be a 25.
You might want to look at that initiative tracker.
Yeah, I'm dead. I get it.
Oh.
Oh my god! Witcher Sensei!
Luis, do you want to Witcher sense it?
Witcher sense.
It's a bit
Oh.
metagamey, isn't it?
Is it?
I mean, yeah, no, that's fine. Like, Witcher sense is meant to be a metagaming
If
option,
it's fine,
right?
let's do it.
It's
Let's
a
do it.
metagaming option. So, oh my god.
Do it.
Oh, I'm sorry for those of you on Twitch and chat that can't see. I not only rolled a natty 20, but Luis had a 25 total on his initiative, which you can see. What you can't see is I got a 26. So, you're gonna roll your Witcher sense there, sir?
Yeah, which automatically makes me go first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 27.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought, do I know? Was my 22 perception enough for me to realize that the spider was there, or he saw the spider was there?
Bran
So-
was supposed to yell.
So Bren is allowed to make his free action verbal response to the shit flying down at him.
Gotcha. I don't know why I thought that was after initiative. He would have to do that on the
Oh, I said after we roll initiative, but before it, the first person takes their turn.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, spider! And then just like terror hits us.
Okay.
I'm gonna die. This is just.
So he yelled "Spider," which is accurate, if not innovative, accurate.
I mean,
Accurate.
Everybody was able to hear this. There was nobody that failed their perception check. Everybody's able to act in the first round of combat to their fullest extent. Let's talk about where everybody is positioned wise. Bastion, you were a little distracted because you failed your wisdom save, which means that unfortunately you're going to have to dash to get into melee range with Rick, as opposed to move. You have to straight dash to get there. Tal, you situated yourself in such a way that you would always have to dash to get there, but you care less about that than anybody else. You're situated in such a spot where you just have to dash. You don't have to triple move or anything like that.
Yeah,
So you'll actually be able to.
90 feet, yeah.
Yep, exactly, because how fast you are. And then Luis, you sir are on the building. You just need to move to be able to line up a shot to be able to see him fully. You know what I mean? So he yells at. I imagine you spend your move action kind of like getting into position, right?
you're exactly right, Fred.
And then would you like to prepare an action to do something?
I should have had mage armor up. I keep forgetting that I have it.
Yeah, would be useful, wouldn't it?
How long does mage armor last when you cast it?
8 hours.
Oh, you probably have it up then. Your character's
You know what?
intelligent. Yeah, your character's intelligent. You totally would have cast that. I'm not going to penalize
Cool.
you
In
for...
that case, my AC is a 12.
Woo!
Wait, did you say is a 12?
It is now, yes.
Oh, I love you just realizing this for the first time, Neil.
Why do you think I don't like playing bait? It's because I have a 9 base AC because I'm not proficient in any armor.
You're certainly proficient at being bait.
Oh god, this is amazing.
I'm just gonna tell you now, I'm gonna have shield up.
Okay, well we'll worry about that in a minute. Messy, do you prepare an action to act?
How about I just act? Oh, because I can't see it. Can I see it?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I'm built as a first turn sniper, and I never get my fucking first turn.
It's
Do
why
you,
Ranger
do you prepare an
sucks.
action to act? He got to. It was only twice he has gotten the first turn.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I'm going to prepare an action to shoot right at Bran if I feel that there is something invisible on top of him.
Yeah, well, presumably it appears right before it
Messy, I'm not Ollie. You just say, I prepare an action to do something aggressive versus something defensive.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Offense or defense, that's all you gotta say. You don't have to give me specifics. Or specific triggers. Well,
Okay.
semi-specific triggers.
I'm triggered.
He just requires, like, detail, which I've been with other DMs before that do that. I just say,
Okay.
I think,
you
I
prepare
think
an
that
action
is
for
what
it.
it states for triggers.
Yeah. But
Right,
I'm doing something. Okay, cool. You're preparing to act if the first trigger, I see a spider. I do something offensive versus defensive. That's all I require.
Sharpshooter that boy.
Yep. All right, cool. So guess what? It's the spider's turn. It
right.
drops and right as it lands onto Rick's character, in the ethereal realm, it transitions into the material realm. Guess what? You're triggered.
I am triggered.
Now, unfortunately, you don't get to use your extra damage because you did not act before it in the first round. Well, here's actually all of your abilities for your character sheet, because some of them, because you act second, but you do still get 2 attacks. Your name is Luis. Here's your character sheet. So let's
That
look
food
at
looks so good. Has it got cheese, Rick?
Dread
my
Ambusher.
God.
So at the start of combat, you're walking between degrees. If you take the attack action on your turn, you can make one additional attack. If the target, so if your second attack hits, it does the 1d8 damage. That's cool. What's the other one that you have though? It's the
I have Sneak, Hunter's Mark, Favorite Enemy, Dread Ambusher.
it's,
I don't suppose you could stun it?
it's Natural Explorer combat. You have advantage on initiative. Oh, on the first round of combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that have not acted yet. So you just don't have advantage on your attack rolls. That's the only difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if you were to say, like, use your bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike, you'd have advantage on at least one of those attacks. So the only thing you're lacking is the advantage on your attack rolls. That's all.
Yeah, I'll be right without it.
Yep. So you're good.
Do I get sneak attack or no?
No, because you don't have advantage on your attack rolls.
Damn. Wait,
But
but is
an ally is in base
it
contact.
ally is in combat?
You do get that. Thank you, Neil.
So I get.
I should say
From
thank
all
you,
my life,
Thank you, Vale.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'll just do some longbows then, just not the sharpshooter ones. So fucking cat, I'm seriously about to punt him.
No, you just get an M80.
So yeah.
Eat this,
So,
kitty.
Meanwhile, Maikin is silent and asleep on me.
I'm not gonna Witcher sense it.
Well, your chance to hit's a 10.
Witcher sense it. Do it. I believe. Get the
I don't
6.
want.
We have 7.
Get the 6.
You have
Do it.
7, and you only got a 10 on your attack roll.
I'm not doing it.
Unless you're too scared.
I'm too chicken. I'm gonna cry again.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be crying for long because Rick will shortly be disappearing.
But I will do a bonus action to put Hunter's Mark on it.
Good idea.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Rick, you're dead.
It says that you've cast
Yeah,
2
I
spells
know.
now. What was the first spell you cast?
Zephyr Strike when I saved the crystal.
That was ages ago. So just go back over to your spell area and click up 1 so you have 2 out of 3. Okay.
I love that tracking API though.
Yeah, it's awesome, but that wasn't
Yeah,
reset.
yeah,
Yeah. All right, cool. So so you miss with your first attack, but you Witcher sense it. You get your second attack because you're a Dread Ambusher.
So I'll go ahead and do my second attack because I'm so freaking cool.
Come on, you can do it.
Uh,
Witcher sense it. It
Uh,
might
I'll-
still hit, to be fair. I'm not sure.
I might actually Witcher sense this one.
Yeah, do it.
It's up to you. Let me know.
I'd
Here we
rather
go.
get the first round damage on it.
18.
So this is where we start fiddling down what the AC is. 18 is definitely a hit,
Definitely a hit. Okay.
and because you're a Dread Ambusher, you don't just do that 8 damage. You also get to add your Dread Ambusher damage because this is the second attack.
Yep. Come on.
But you also get to add your sneak attack because he's within 5 feet of it,
And then Hunter's Mark.
and then you get to add your Hunter's Mark damage.
Nice.
Is this the right one?
Yep.
Okay. There's 2 of them on there.
I don't know. It's probably a glitch because sometimes the thing just duplicates itself, which is annoying.
You get one from the spell, so you might have put one on, and the spell also put one on.
Yeah, which is again annoying, but that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you what's that? 8, 10, 16 points of damage with your first attack against this creature. Against an 18 AC, you absolutely do hit it. So all of a sudden the thing drops down on you, Rick, and it like starts to grapple at you, and then before it, all of a sudden an arrow whizzes by it, and the thing like ignores the arrow because it's it's a little distracted at the moment, so it's not really paying attention to whatever's happening around. And all of a sudden, as it makes these like movements, these big movements, as it gets hit in the abdomen, the ass, with one of these arrows, and does a considerable amount of damage. It doesn't actually make any noise because it's a spider; they don't have vocal cords, so it doesn't actually make any like noises or anything like that. But it does like react and kind of like spasms and whatnot. 2 or 3 of its eyes focus back over towards Leonard, and it realizes I got a GTFO if I'm hoping to survive. So
Wait a
But I
minute.
tell you, Daelric, is that there was a string attached to my arrow, which I now yank on.
Now it's pulling its own, and you're it's like a war with the spider. So I understand that you cast shield, Rick, to get your AC from a 12 to a 17. Thank you
Yes.
for that, sir. I'm now going to bite you. I hope you don't mind.
Is it a 7?
That's pretty kinky.
I thought it was a wait. Oh, it's a +5. I see. Okay.
Where's Brand?
Yeah, normally I'm a 9, but I use mage armor to get up to 13 minus my dex is -1.
Messi was just like, I want blood.
Oh. Whenever I
Wait
don't
a
use
minute.
this for a while.
Why is it a 17? Give me that 12 AC. I want to see some gore.
And I like my brains.
Guys here. It'd be really funny.
What am I
Like
doing?
in a fucked up way where I'd be like, all right, well, game's over.
To be fair, I've had like bad luck dice with Bran for like the past 3 or 4 sessions. It
what
wouldn't
you're
surprise me if
what
he
you're
just
saying
flopped
then-
over now.
What you're saying is he deserves to die.
No.
I mean, think about it this way. If he does die now, it's a much better death than the Mass Effect campaign.
So Bren, you cast shield, and the creature's like, and it's still grabbing and clawing or whatever at you, trying to get at you. Unfortunately, despite the arrow in its ass, despite the shield and the mage armor and all that stuff, your AC of 17 is not enough to be able to hold this creature back, and it is able to kind of like hold on to these forces, these spell generated force abilities in front of it. Is able to like hold on to the shield and kind of like grab one of its feet, kind of grabs onto you. It's like the fibers on the feet that kind of hold onto walls. It's kind of like clinging onto your clothes, making it so you can't pull away very easily, and it ends up coming down with those fucking disgusting and frightening teeth and ends up biting a chunk into your shoulder, and oh my god, does it hurt. Well, actually not that bad, only 7 points of damage. It could be worse. However, as it bites into you and it takes like a chunk, you can see this like, again, fluorescent color, though this color is almost like that hot pink bordering to purple color is like pumping back into your open wounds out of its teeth. Roll me a Constitution save, sir. Are you happy?
I'm gonna wait to sense that.
Okay.
Are you? No.
Fucking hell.
Hello, darkness, smile.
You can already tell it's not enough.
The DC for like animal poisons is usually 12, 13, 14.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But he rolled pretty badly on the 4D. 4D8.
Brand will teleport again.
It's poison courses through your veins, and oh my god, does it hurt. So you are so you just take poison damage. You don't gain the poison condition or anything like that. You just take the poison damage, which is unfortunately a considerable amount. It is going to, of course, attack you again. Give me 1 second.
Actually, at this point, Bran's probably gonna shit himself in fear.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'll get to that in 1 second.
Yeah. You're gonna beat that 17 again and just murder me flat out.
Okay. So this next attack is actually with its tentacles. As all of a sudden, like, it bit into you, and as I said, around its mouth, almost like where the whiskers and whatnot of a cat or dog would be, there's a whole bunch of tentacles there. They start clawing at you and trying to bore into your head. The 2 forefront legs that are actual tentacles as well also come at you and they're trying to grab at the back of your head, almost like yeah, get down there. Trying to like force you in. You're trying to fight back as much as possible, but you just barely have the presence of mind to take that shield, force shield that you have in front of you, and push it over in front of the thing, so the tentacles can't reach around enough to actually get into your head, but you can feel them just barely touching your skin. And where it does so, you can feel your skin burning, almost like it's dissolving at the touch of these tentacles. It's a fucking frightening experience. Now, that was one of its 2 turns because I rolled a natty 20 for my.
Oh
I'm about to take
was hoping that would-
I'm about to take a second one. Could you just roll me your saving throw against your own fear?
I'm
Fail it.
choosing to fail it. Fuck it.
Actually, this is a good idea. You actually should fail this one.
Okay.
Yep.
Before we worry about what that is, I'm gonna bite you.
Oh dear.
Who decided you should stream, Scott?
I think he got really scared.
How to like get down there?
As a reminder, Mathis came to my house and had a long conversation with my wife, and more or less forced me to start streaming. Almost against my will. Almost. It was literally one of those things where I came home from work one day and I was like, hey Mike, what's up? Because he was supposed to come over and hang out anyways. I was like, hey Mike, what's up? My wife's like, and I was like, hey Mike, what's up? He's like, blah, blah, blah. And my wife's like, you have to go in the office and have a conversation with Mike. The answer is yes, but go talk to him. And I was like, what? Because I'd been resisting it for like a year and a half prior to that. So, so anyways, you go and, so he tries to bite at you again. However, you already fucking felt that pain. Your shoulder is like almost limp with the amount of burning it is. Having the
Luckily,
shield in front
is
of you,
super effective.
having the shield in front of you, I only got a 14. Very chance to hit. Having the shield in front of you, you slide it off to the side, and so as the thing kind of bores down with its head again, you're able to just have the teeth kind of like clambering around the shield, which almost seems smaller. It's for some reason it's like you remember this being bigger every time, but it feels like it fits in this thing's mouth. It's frightening right now. It's like salivating, that fluorescent pink, almost purple color stuff dripping down the shield of force. And then I have to attack you one last time.
No, he
Aw.
got scared. He's scared.
He's very scared. And rightfully so.
He's gone.
You keep calling it Shield of Force. I'm interested to know whether that's like an archaic name for the spell from an older edition.
No. It's
Leaf is
it's
all garbage.
comprised of force.
Yeah, I understand what it is. I was just wondering whether it used to be Shield of Faith and Shield of Force.
No, it was just shield. Yep, always just shield. Good question though. Good question. You're totally relevant. So anyways, you this is one of those times where you're like, somebody please remember that temporary HP button? Can somebody click that in chat, please? Oh shit, I actually rolled a natty 1 on the stack roll. So I definitely misses you. So this time you're actually able to once again keep your presence of mind and then your might of your magic. They're able to push the shield back enough that the thing is like moves away, so even the ones that are like kind of grabbing at the back of your head, shut up Neil, you're able to like slip your head out of the grab and hold it just barely out of your reach. Touching one of your cheeks and looking at it, you can see there's almost like a goopy material that you very quickly realize is a combination of whatever acidic goop it uses to melt your skin and some of your own melted skin. That is its first turn. Yep, that was its move action and its 2 attack actions. After that is going to be Bastion. But before Bastion gets to take his turn, Rick, I have to look up the book and see which one that one was. Can you remind me of the page, please?
It's on page 45.
Can I roll it?
Hold on 1 second.
No, I've already rolled it.
Damn it.
And I like it. For what that's worth.
Number 3. Oh no!
Yeah!
Oh boy.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Is this going to be really anticlimactic? Like, it's just going to pop out of existence.
Okay. And then
You'll find out.
Rick. Oh god. Okay, here we go. and that. Okay, Rick. So all of a sudden, this thing's grabbing at you. You keep both the presence of mind just enough to start pushing the thing back, and you're actually starting to gain a little bit of courage, a little bit of like I might be able to survive this thing. And then you touch your cheek and you look at it, and you can see like literally your melted flesh, and as the acidic whatever it is it uses to melt your flesh, it like a sticky paste in your fingers, and then all of a sudden, you're on a mountaintop. The view is fucking stunning. You just like, it's bright. Like your eyes immediately start to sting because you went from in the middle of the night to being on a mountaintop with the sun out there, the white snow all around you. It blinds you like and then like as you're blinded, like you see a stunning view and then you're just blinded. as you're trying to like slowly open your eyes to be able to see it again, a cold wind wisps by and just steals from you in just one gust in like a second and a half, steals from you every bit of warmth that you have in your body. So you're almost down to the bones. Instantly, all of your muscles tense up. Like, so we've all had that happen to us at some point in time or another, where just instantly everything tenses, and you almost got like rigor mortis. You are so cold. Eventually, you're able to kind of like peel your eyes open. And as I said beforehand, the sight is just jaw-dropping. It's stunning. Excuse me. You don't know where you are. You don't know when you are.
I'm in a happy place because there's no spider here.
But it is just absolutely beautiful. But you can feel every bit of you, like your nose is already like freezing up, your ears are already freezing up. Whatever temperature it is out here, it is so cold you can immediately feel very deadly effects.
Yeah, if only you could create a fire.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go and like cure wounds myself at 3rd level now.
Can you do me a favor? Make me a concentration check because of how cold it is.
Concentration.
Oh, that's evil.
Light your clothes on fire.
Sorry, I don't see concentration. What do you need me to roll?
Oh, it's a Constitution save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. You successfully, and you're able to pull together the wherewithal to do the spell, and you can heal. What level spell are you using?
3rd.
Okay. You can do that.
And I roll fucking poorly.
You can use another one if
Yeah.
you'd like.
That was really poor. I'm so
You have to
sorry.
roll another Constitution save, but you can do it again if you like.
Oh yeah.
No,
try it again.
No, see, he's tricking you. Every time you cast one, the DC goes up so that when you try and generate a fire, it'll be too difficult. This is his evil plan.
This is a good call. Yeah. I can cast what's the thing? Firebolt at will. So I'm just gonna hold a firebolt in my hand and like cherish it for a while.
Sure. Roll me a perception check. All you're able to do is take in just the absolute sheer beauty of this place. You hold the firebolt almost like, because it's your fire. You kind of like make this, and it keeps your hands warm, which is like one of the worst things. If you're outside and your hands get cold and there's just nothing, like, I don't know about you, but real life, the way that I have to, like, once the warmth of my hands is stolen, like maybe throwing snowballs, whatever it is, the only way I can get it back is by tucking it in and putting it directly against my belly. And it's like, oh my God, that hurts at first. It's so cold and painful. But without doing something drastic, you're never going to get that warmth back, right? So luckily that kind of like stays you away from that kind of danger, and you hold it like close to your chest and keep it burning, so it's like keeping it as warm as possible, just sitting there and shivering from your back and your legs. But at least your chest and the bottom of your head and your hands are kept warm, right? So you're like, I just gotta wait this out. And you do. And unfortunately, you don't get any signs of where you are beyond the mountaintop, which is absolutely stunning. Back at home. What you guys see over there is all of a sudden they're gone. There's like a ripple in the actual. There's like a ripple in like the galaxy. So what happens is, as you guys like running up there and kind of like come around the corner or whatever, you just see all of a sudden this is like a bubble bursts outwards of like this magical energy that's flittering in all different colors, but predominantly in that like kind of crimson red, making its way outwards, and they're just like gone. They fade away from that. They're not the only ones. There was somebody that happened to be running away from the site, or another that was walking on as well. They disappeared too. And you might imagine anybody that was in the buildings that they were standing between may have had that happen to them as well.
Bergie!
But the three of you guys are, of course, and mind you, in a non-human district, so by dwarves and elves. So,
Wait, did Louise not get sucked into it? Because he was like on a mount or on a building.
He was on a rooftop far away.
he was on a
so
rooftop.
far away.
Not super far, but far enough, yeah. So, so you guys are rushing up, and then you see that happen. Now, you guys have seen this happen before, but because you were a part of it. So what I need, for those of you that witnessed it, this is
we know they're going to return.
Tal and Bastion. Roll me your Arcana checks, or wisdom checks.
What sort of wisdom?
Flat.
Well, I'm gonna give you that flat wisdom, I'm afraid, my friend. Taste of mine wisdom.
Okay. So Tal, of course, is just like, more or less more of this crazy magic, however you choose to respond. Give me a second. Bastion, when you see this, at first you're just like, shit, he got triggered. Maybe he went. Then you're like, wait a second. But the way that he took that spider with him is a really good chance, like what happened beforehand, he's going to come back to the same exact spot where he was before he left. So, how do you guys choose to RP or play this out?
Is it still like initiative type turns or no?
Not at the moment.
Okay, well either way, I'm gonna pass or I'm gonna cast Yrden.
How long does it last? Up to a minute. You don't know how long
So
they're going to
10
be gone
rounds.
for, but that's cool.
Yeah, I remember it didn't take super long before.
It didn't take long, no.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be the radiant one. So when they enter the area, it's gonna trigger.
Which is just the 2d6 flat damage. Cool.
And I think it makes
Restrained. If they, yeah.
Is that the restraining one too? It restrains for 1 round?
Yeah.
Yep, for 1 round.
Uh,
Yep, until the end of its next turn. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're going to kind of like rush up to the area, get your sword at the ready, and then prepare a Yrden right there. Like drop the Yrden. Just as a reminder, you could also spend a round after that and kind of like pull back your Yrden. Remember how you can like recharge so many times a short rest or whatever?
Yeah.
You can recharge your Yrden so it's at the ready again if you need it. Do you communicate? So, Tal, you see this, you're like, fuck, they're gone. But then you see him run over there, get to the exact spot, drop a thing, get his sword ready, and kind of is like,
Yeah.
Focusing.
So at first, Tal thinks it's a teleport, right? Just a flat teleport, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And then he sees Bast run over there, and he goes, "What are you doing, Bast? What you got, boy? Huh?" They
Well,
coming back?
remember when you guys teleported around and you ended up teleporting right back to the battle? This
Right.
could be that.
In which get so how many actions do I have? How many turns? Sorry. Or let's say so I've got 1 turn. No, I'm just thinking because
he just spent
I think-
like 3, so.
RP wise, I think Tao would spend like the first turn asking those sorts of questions
Right.
and decide, and then he would move into position, which is easy enough for him because of his speed. But I think he'd move into position with this thing's got long legs, right? It's quite a large creature. So he'd plant his spear in the ground underneath and reinforce it. So when it plops back into existence, it will plop down onto the spear. And he will obviously add thrust upwards when it plops down.
Gotcha. So, because you're assuming when it comes back, it won't have its full balance. So it'll kind of like stumble down into it a little bit because it won't just be as comfortably holding onto the wall as it was before.
It will go like, whew.
Because
Because it's over Bran, right?
yeah, as a point to note though, that strand of silk. Oh, you guys can't see it. Never mind.
No. So it's still over Bran. So as it appears and goes like that, because presumably it catches itself,
Yep.
it would drop for a bit. He will thrust up.
Okay, and that's kind of how you guys now spend your turns waiting.
Yeah.
And Luis,
And
you can
okay.
kind of see this happening and overhear the conversation a good bit or whatever. So what do you do?
Well, so I shot my way back when I shot my arrows, and so I was like pew pew, and then I went back, grabbed one, and I came back, and there was no one there. Luis is like, and then he sees the 2 guys below go and set up for them, and he's like, okay, and just aims an arrow at them, and he's like in his mind, he's like, shit, the spider's gone. Like he got Bran. It's over, and then he sees the other 2 guys just standing there, and he's like, okay, I didn't notice either.
Yeah, so you're more or less assuming it took him into the other realm as opposed to what actually took place. I like that. That's cool. All right, and then you guys start preparing your turns.
Would I
Rick.
also be able to drink a potion?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, absolutely. Strength Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt, yeah.
Yeah, 21 strength, boys. There we go. Bringing the pain. All right, so Rick, you're
Yeah.
stuck there for like, God, it's awful, for like 10 minutes. It is so cold. It is so cold. But eventually, finally, boom, you're transported elsewhere. Let me just check this. Okay, cool. You're transported elsewhere. This time, where you find yourself is actually in the middle of a city. But it's like no city you've ever seen before. All of a sudden, you find yourself in the middle of a city, like an alley, like we're talking just as into this alley as the alley that you were beforehand, and it's even got similar like looking structure to the buildings to either side of you, the way the stone is placed and so on and so forth. And you hear people's voices, but it's louder than you've ever heard anything before. And there's strange foreign noises that you've never heard before. Hey, I'm walking here! You turn around and just everything about what you see is foreign and disturbing. The building immediately across the street and before you is taller than any building you've ever seen. It goes up, stretching into the sky, perhaps even touching the clouds. The number of people walking by are walking, first of all, wearing very weird clothing, and second of all, walking in very funny fashions. I mean, who the hell walks like that? It's so rigid. So like everybody in front of you is walking with purpose, like they're about to go, scold their child for doing something wrong. Everybody in front of you. It's very strange. Some of them are carrying weird-looking cases. Others have strange-looking things they're talking to in their hands. It's the most bizarre thing. These metal beasts are moving past you, seeming to have devoured people inside of them. You quickly, because you're smart, realize this is some form of transportation. And just the sounds, the sheer volume of it all is so deafening. Like nothing you've ever experienced as an ambient noise. Sure, volume's louder than that even, but not as an ambient noise. That it's genuinely frightening to you. So frightening, would you like to make me a will save?
Can I just say, Daelric, I imagine Bran has seen a wagon before.
Well, wagon, sure, but a car and a wagon look nothing alike.
What monster?
Well, like I said, he put two and two together.
Like, they're steel wagons. They're steel monsters that ate people.
No, you know what he saw? He saw a Lamborghini, and then he saw a Prius, and he's like, that's fucking alien.
Cars are like, that might as well be some weird creature.
All right.
He had to show up during the Macy's Thanksgiving parade.
Oh God!
Purple dinosaur.
Stay puft, no. So you make your save. So even though like this thing shocks you with fear all of a sudden, you keep your wits about you. You realize that these are just a type of people living in a type of city that you've never experienced before. How do you go about it, Rick?
Very careful. Very withdrawn, reserved. Like these people live in hill buildings that are
go up to someone and be like,
made of stone.
Can you point me to
steal those talking things?
I try to walk up to someone who is not talking into a brick.
Sure.
And I'll try to ask him, excuse me, what land are we in?
The person who is clearly in their own head and is shocked and annoyed that somebody would come up to them and who the fuck are you to talk to me? Kind of look on their face. But they look at you and they're like, yeah, buddy, I don't want any thanks. And they start walking.
I just want to know where we are.
Yeah, no, thank you. And keeps going. Other people just start because they notice that you chose to interact with one person. It's almost subconscious and instinctive. They kind of take a couple steps wider berth around you. Avoiding you almost instinctively as you're standing there, kind of like a sore thumb. You notice that at one point in time, two girls walk past you. One of them looks to the other, looks at you as they go past, a quizzical look, then turns to the other and says, "Is there a convention in town today?" And they just keep on going.
I look to them and go, "Excuse me, what town is this?"
Others are again a little confused. And then finally, one person moses his way up to you. He's wearing clothes that look more similar to something that you might respect, but still very foreign. I mean, just the way that the pants still hug to them, made out of some strange bluish material. But at least their sweater is kind of baggy and it has like marks of wear and tear in it. Their shoes look a bit foreign, but definitely worn, unlike those weird ones that everybody else seems like. These must be all fucking wealthy people with the quality of shoes that they have. Anyways, he walks up to you and he heavily layered smell of various types of spirits, and they're like, "Oh, you look lost, friend. You need some help."
I need. What town am I in?
Oh, you're in New York.
You what?
New York.
There's an old York?
He just sort of looks around, like perplexed, like.
It's Manhattan.
There is an old.
You must be coming off some high, buddy. You need some rest. Hey, listen, I'll help you out here. All right, if you give me just a little bit of money, I'll help you find a place to stay.
I'll take out like a few coppers and like, yeah, sure.
You hold out these weird looking pennies, and he's like, a little bit more than that, all right, buddy? I don't know what you think a hot dog goes for these days, but this ain't the fucking 40s. You know what I'm saying?
40s.
No.
What kind of currency do you use? I've got orans, I've got some florins, I've got crowns.
You pull out like a gold coin, and he's like, and his like eyes light up. He's like, "That real?
Yeah.
That'll do."
Okay, I'll hand him one gold coin.
Yeah, you hand him a gold coin. He takes it, and he's like, "You got any more?"
No, you said you were gonna help me in order.
All right. I get it, buddy. And he's like, come with me. And he starts like walking with you for a little ways. And one of the things that you notice is now that you're walking with him, it's almost like you're invisible again. Nobody really pays attention to you. As he's walking, he has this like funny looking cup in his hand that people just randomly will drop small, weird, silverish looking coins, occasionally copperish looking coins into as he's walking, just without even saying anything. They just drop it into it as he's going. And he says things like, bless you, bless your family, as you're walking along. He eventually leads you to probably one of the more frightening things that you've seen so far. There's a structure that's built very tall, a whole bunch of pillars around you, made out of a stone-like material, light in color, but completely like flat. You've never seen anything like it before, with a similar stone structure overhead, and just the sheer volume, the sound of things whizzing by overhead. The speeds that they're traveling at, faster than any horse you've ever seen move. We're talking these things travel about as fast as the balls of fire that you're able to magically summon and hurl, and they're common everywhere. He leads you under this thing, and if it was loud approaching it, the reverberations of the thing and echoing underneath is deafeningly so. You go underneath the structure and you see there's like a little community of people down here, and they're all standing around and kind of like laughing and joking. A guy's eating a sandwich, somebody's handing a bottle to the other one. There's a funky herbal smell in the area as a couple people are sitting around a spot and passing something to each other. But everybody overall seems kind of like jolly and happy, unlike all those assholes that you had seen before that treated you like crap. Everybody here seems to be rather communal and kind to one another. When you come walking up, people are like, "Oh, hey Frank," he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" He points to him, he's like, "I met this guy out there. Oh, hey buddy, what's your name?"
My name is Bran. Are you some kind of priest? Is this your parish?
Everybody laughs. Everybody just laughs like uproars, and one of them, like, he laughs so hard he looks down at the thing that he's holding in his hand, and he's just like laughing so hard. He's like, no more, and he passes it on to the person to his left, and he's just like, they're all just having like a jolly time with that. Everybody kind of like greets you in kind of a warm way, and then all of a sudden you're back into the alleyway. Right as the minute ended, right as that, exactly, like right as the Yurden was about to fade, but his turn's before yours in the initiative order there. What's your name? Bastion, so you're lucky for that. So the spider's turn. So right as the spell is about to fade, you get ready to maybe drop another Yurden, because I rolled a 4 and a 6. All of a sudden, they're back. Huge bright light as the spell triggers. The spider's getting blasted by the spell, potentially restrained. You're getting ready to thrust up your spear. You're sitting there and you're like, but And with that, we will end this session.
Oh.
Oh, I love your abilities, Rick. They're so cool.
It always seems to trigger that one whenever I'm about to die. It's great.
It's so cool. Under a bridge, by the way, in case that was under a bridge. In case you guys didn't get that.
Oh, I was guessing like train station or something.
Oh, so, anyways,
I was when you said, "Are you a priest?" I was like, "Yeah." I was thinking before when you were walking along, I was like, "I bet that's the only way that you can."
Yeah, he was
Like-
saying bless a lot, you know, people
Yeah.
were giving money to the
Yeah,
church.
exactly.
And he's got a happy flock here instead of all those unhappy people. So clearly they must have found faith or something to be happy.
Or homelessness and drugs and alcohol.
well, no, they found community. That's what they found.
And drugs and alcohol.
Well, some drink,
A
and
lot
some
of cocaine
smoke.
and community.
No, some drink, some smoke. As somebody who spends time helping out the homeless at least once a year, which is a sad small number of time, you find a lot of people that just find themselves on shit luck and have nothing to do with drugs and alcohol whatsoever. But we don't need to get into the nitty gritty of social economics and the current middle class of the United States, because that'd be boring for the tail end of a D&D session. But anyways, awesome. Well, that was so much fun. I love the fact that when you go into other realms, that time gets to flow differently. Because then I can be like, oh, you're gone. What did I roll? You were 4 rounds in the first place, 6 rounds in the second place, but it ended up being like 10 minutes and like, half an hour. You know what I mean? So, so cool. I love it. All right. Neil has to go and try to regain his voice and his composure before he has to be the most entertaining person on the stream that he's going to be at next. I'm just kidding. Dean's there. Neil, who are you? And where are you going to be in an hour?
I am Neil. You can find me at Naghai on the Discord and at Naghai_ on Twitter if you want to ask me any questions about Yavaskir, which is the world I am going to be a character in shortly. You can find me in an hour on twitch.tv/OllieRant for another episode of Yavaskir Mother's Love, which has Zero Doxy, Dean Cuddy, myself, and Arvine.
Oh, I forgot Doxy was on that. Doxy's way better than all of you.
Wow. And it is a really good time. It's similar to this, but the people are better. But there's more talking, a little bit less action.
Yeah, well, what's really cool about that stream, if you do or do not watch it but might be interested in doing so, Ollie doesn't just run that on Wednesday afternoons my time. He also runs it on Sunday evenings. Same world, different party, different plot. Which the two...
Evenings.
Well, Monday evenings is not for anybody else to enjoy, though, unless...
Podcasts available now.
Yeah,
So
podcasts
you
available
can-
for
yeah.
Patreon supporters.
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So that's for Patreon supporters.
But
But
they're all interconnected. The Sunday
Yep.
party met someone from our Monday
exactly
party.
that, is that they're all interconnected. So it's one of those things where you can actually invest into a nice big plot that works and weaves in and out, which is absolutely beautiful. So I'm glad he finally started doing the podcast. I didn't realize that he was doing that. We were talking about that for like over a year now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's a really cool campaign to follow. Next up is Rick. Who are you?
Hi, my name is Rick. You can find me in New York with Manhattan and all the parish people, and I'll be handing out crowns to everyone.
You should
I
go
am
to
the king of beggars. But when I'm not hanging out in New York in alternate timelines, you can find me on youtube.com/derpdigital, twitch.tv/derpdigital. I'm going to be moving like next week, so after that, I'm going to be doing all the things again. But for now,
Yay!
you can find me here, going to cool places and getting my brains eaten out.
At least you're getting eaten out, Eric.
Okay. Speaking of that, Messi.
What do you mean, speaking of that? It doesn't make any sense.
It's all the time we have for you. No.
I get my ass ate like a real man.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Get it.
Twitch.tv/Messi_cat. I'll probably stream this weekend. I have not been able to because work and finals week, but I'm so excited because now I can go blast my brain with little bits of information.
Are
As long as I have time.
are you doing are you Do you feel prepared for your finals, or are you freaking out a little?
Oh, I already did them. That's what I was saying.
Oh, you already. Oh, I'm so sorry. You finished your finals. So that you're preparing
Yeah,
for
that's-
this week as finals week. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, that's what finals week.
Yeah,
Finals week's 1 week.
yeah. It was last week. I thought you were saying it was this week. My apologies. Awesome.
No.
Good for you. And Dunky.
Hey, I'm
Duh.
Dunspace. You can find me at twitch.tv/Dunspace, twitter.com/Dunspace, and youtube.com/Dunspace.
And
Also
xhamter / Dunspace.
No, it's actually
Of account name, I'll add you.
That's what.
But you can also find me on Tantus, the Dracovian Empires channel, every yesterday at afternoon time.
Can I find you there on tomorrow's yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's the beauty of VODs, Scott. One day you'll learn about them.
Oh,
If you upload
oh, got him. Oh, that's funny. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. My name is Daelric. You've already on my channel. You found me here. There's the YouTube, where actually all the videos, all the VODs are finally getting uploaded to there again. Yay! I had a random day off because I had to call out of work for my daughter being sick, and I actually had time to get my VODs uploaded. Super cool.
You take days off?
Yeah, well, I called out of work because my daughter was sick, so I was still a dad that day. But dude, I dismantled my microphone, fixed something that's been broken on it for a while. I fixed the RAM of my computer. I uploaded. You have one day off you don't expect, and you're a god. I even made soup that day from scratch, and it was delicious.
Wow.
Yeah, like I did so much in one day. So, anyways, but I'm gonna be live tonight, 9 p.m. EST, over on Twitch.tv/Lost Initiative show for the return of Fate in the Stars, or at least my personal return to Fate in the Stars, because I was gone. But I'm very excited about the session. Definitely come in and watch. Other than that, I'm probably gonna stream for like another less than an hour, or about an hour, as Ollie's preparing his stream. So I will see you all in just a couple of minutes. Let me say bye to these fools. Bye.